American heavyweight prospect Dominic Breazeale maintains his unbeaten record with an 8-round decision over Nagy Aguilera. Now, Dominic Breazeale was an Olympian. He was in the London Olympics. I can't remember how far he got in the Olympics. Actually, I don't even remember watching him in the Olympics, to be fair. But he was in the London Olympics. And he's a big heavyweight. He stands around 6'7". He kind of reminds me of Tyson Fury in his early days, because Breazeale is not one of those heavyweights who sits on the back foot all day long and gets little fighters to try and come towards him and clinches and leans on and all that kind of stuff. No, he's more like a young Tyson Fury in that he likes to get stuck into the action. Especially if you saw Tyson Fury's very early fights, like his first 5 fights, he wasn't even keeping guys off with a jab. He was just going straight forward and trading on the inside with much shorter men. Now, Breazeale does use his jab a little bit more than a young Fury, but he likes to mix it up on the inside. He has a very good uppercut, throws hooks. He was landing very clean shots on Aguilera, and Aguilera has been stopped before. I think Sam Peter stopped him, I think in 2 rounds. I'm not sure if Aguilera has been stopped by anyone. Oh, sorry, Ariola stopped him as well. So Aguilera has been stopped before. Breazeale couldn't stop him. I don't know if that means he doesn't quite have the punching power that those other guys who Aguilera fought have. I'm not sure, because, like I say, Breazeale did land clean shots on Aguilera's chin many times in this fight. Okay, many times. But overall, I thought it was an okay performance. Breazeale needs a lot of work. He needs a lot of refining. He needs a lot of polishing. He's definitely far from the finished article. Yeah. There was another fighter on the card, Luis Ortiz, who was a very seasoned Cuban amateur. Okay, 35 years old, 20 fights in, and you could see tremendous seasoning in terms of his technique and what have you. And then when you saw Dominic Breazeale on the same card as a heavyweight prospect with half as many fights as Luis Ortiz, you could see that Breazeale was a little bit raw, a little bit crude at times, but he's got potential there. Another thing I would say about Breazeale is that conditioning wise, he is carrying a bit of fat around the middle. Okay, I know these are heavyweights. I know that, you know, having a 6-pack doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be able to fight. But body fat is never advantageous in a boxing ring. People talk about it all the time, and the most absurd thing that people say about body fat is that it helps you take a punch. I mean, I don't know where people get this nonsense from, but carrying body fat does not help you take a punch. Yeah, it's not functional weight. It's just slowing you down. Being physically fit and in the top condition you can possibly be in, that helps you take a punch, and it helps you recover from a punch more quickly as well. So I'd like to see Breazeale lose that fat around his waist. He might be a bit more mobile, might be a bit quicker and stuff like that. Again, it's not a tremendous amount of fat he's carrying, but it is there, and he could do better with losing it. But nonetheless, I thought it was a fairly decent performance against Aguilera. It was action-packed performance. He was obviously trying to get Aguilera out of there, not afraid to let his hands go, not afraid to mix it up on the inside. And as he moves up in competition, if he can refine his game, if he can just polish his technique a little bit, then the fact that he can fight on the inside and the fact that he has that uppercut, it could serve him well, because again, he's a big guy, 6'7", Dominic Breazeale, 6'7" or 6'8". So having that kind of ability on the inside, the ability to throw those uppercuts and short shots, that could really help him against some of the other big heavyweights. Because you look at guys like Deontay Wilder, you don't have an inside game. Not one that we've seen. Even current heavyweight champion Vladimir Klitschko, big guy, 6'6", you don't have an inside game. So there's not that many big guys that have an inside game. But Dominic Breazeale appears to have at least some type of inside game there. He certainly can shorten up his punches and throws that uppercut very well. So yeah, Aguilera did well to last the distance. He was soundly beaten. And yeah, just take a look at Breazeale for yourself if you get a chance to see this fight, or if you did see it, and let me know how you felt about his performance and how you feel about his potential going forward. Yeah, drop your comments below. This is Hatman. I'm out.